Good evening. Welcome to Southeastern 16. I'm your host, Chris Lee, joined by Graham Doty. We are here to talk LSU in what appears to be imminent advancement to Omaha. The Tigers, as we start the broadcast on top 12-4, heading into the top of the eighth against against West Virginia. It's been a long day. LSU is the visitor tonight due to having been the home team in game one and the way the NCAA does things. And I'll just be honest, this is probably going to be a little bit of an abbreviated stream. We've had a long day, going to get some sleep, and maybe a lot of you are going to do the same and catching this on the rebound. But, hey, LSU jumped on West Virginia early. Anthony Einson looked great with that breaking ball. And then it all kind of came crashing down for a little bit. West Virginia inched closer, but LSU does what LSU's been doing lately, and that's hit its way out of it. Stephen Milam, in particular, had a couple of big hits. He's had a couple of his biggest hits. Really, probably three of the LSU's biggest hits of the season the last 2 days. And Graham, looks like the Tigers on their way to Omaha for the umpteenth time. I don't know the exact number. I'm sure LSU fans do, but it's a lot.
I think 20. I think they flashed it on a graphic earlier. I think this will be 20th.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, that's a lot, but I kind of figured that it would be more. Nobody has more than Texas, but yeah, congratulations to LSU. You know, this is kind of what we envisioned and everything, what we thought would happen, and they have been so steady and consistent all season long. There hasn't really been peaks or valley with them, and I mean they've looked really good tonight.
Yeah, just a complete effort. West Virginia's defense helped out a little bit. Was a little leaky tonight at times, but I think for LSU, gosh, let's look at the box score. Just about everybody hit except for Ethan Fry, who's been the guy who's carrying them. I guess the bottom of the order didn't hit. They're playing Reeves at third, which is a little bit of a pivot there. But yeah, I mean, Curiel's hitting again, had a big early hit for them tonight. I think scored the first run of the game. Milam again, 2 big hits. Jake Brown, who can really fly, gives them an element maybe that I'm not saying LSU doesn't have speed other places, but he's their fastest guy. He put a charge into the lineup tonight. Bear Jones had 3 hits. This may all change by the time you're done. And then Einson, maybe hit a little bit of a wall. You know, it's certainly hot and humid down there. You heard the people talking about how this was maybe as hot as it's been at LSU in regional play ever. And that carried into the night a little bit. Einson, the breaking ball was really working from earlier. Second, third time around the order, West Virginia had a little bit more of a handle on that. But I think whoever was on the hill was laboring a little bit tonight, although give Einson credit. He went 5 innings and 104 pitches.
Yeah, not as sharp as, but definitely good enough to come out with a win, which he's certainly in line to do so. 7 strikeouts, only walked 3. You could just tell, though, the heat maybe getting to him a little bit. I mean, he just looked like he jumped in a swimming pool or just gotten out of the shower. Like, he just looked soaked. So 104 pitches, 59 strikes. You know, he's just been so good all season long. But I think if you're an LSU fan, you got to really be pleased and encouraged with the way the offense has looked tonight.
That breaking ball was so tough for them to see out of the hand. I mean, they just kept swinging at balls in the dirt. I mean, I know West Virginia's a good team. That's the only thing I could figure is they couldn't tell it was coming till it was too late. It almost looked like, I thought they said he had a splitter, and for a while I thought that's what he was throwing because it's a true 12-6 curveball, and it's a great one.
Well, it's a different beast now when you watch film on them and you go through the scouting report, watch the film, you get the scouting report on paper, and then when you stand up there in the batter's box and have to see it live and in person. So, I mean, that's a different beast of it for sure. I thought, and you could see it a little bit, just the crowd, the atmosphere, the environment was starting to get to West Virginia. I mean, you saw it with their pitcher the starter that they took off the mound, like he was having words with LSU fans as he was walking off the field into the dugout. So, like, anytime you see things like that, it's like, okay, this is this is something that they're not really accustomed to, because playing in the box is different than most places that you go to in Big 12 play.
Well, Kartsonis is a strike thrower, and he was having fits throwing strikes. In fact, I thought they should have yanked him before they did. That might have been an indictment on their bullpen and knowing that they had to get out of this. But it was just clear to me in the second inning, he just didn't have his stuff at all. Was not close at all.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, we talked about the heat for Einson. I mean, same thing goes to West Virginia. I mean, I doubt it's that hot and humid in Morgantown right now.
No, it really gets to you down there. But yeah. Oh, before we go any further, reminder, help out those who help out our program. That is Game Time Sidekicks. Go to GameTimeSidekicks.com. You've seen the tumblers I use. They are every bit as much a work of art as anything, and they are fantastic drinkware too. It is officially licensed stainless steel drinkware. All SEC schools, over 350 more universities. It is top of the market quality in terms of construction and ice retention, double wall, vacuum insulated, all logo printing and product decoration done in Knoxville. Tons of designs and logos offered for each school. They've even got a college vault line, which very few brands have. Everything from stainless steel sippy cups, tumblers, 40-ounce bottles, shaker cups, you name it. SE16 for the 10% discount to viewers here at the channel. That's off your entire order. Again, I've raved about these things. You see me drinking with them during the show all the time. They are a terrific product, and hope you guys will get some. Father's Day is coming up, and I can't think of a better gift for your dad than these. I promise you he's going to love them. Graham's got his. Again, quality is tremendous. You guys will like them too, I promise you. Looks like LSU with Stanfield at the plate and a full count, top of 8.
He had the big hit last time he was up. He had the bases loaded, single, drove in 2. At that point, kind of started the process to create way more separation for LSU last time he was up.
I'll give LSU credit. Stanfield has turned out to be a better player than I thought he'd be. I watched him at Auburn. I thought he was fine. I didn't think he was a very good defensive center fielder. And he's not like one of their top 3 or 4 hitters. But 8 or 9 hole, that's a great spot for him. And he's really been productive for them as he takes a walk.
It is, and he seems to be getting way more comfortable in center field as well.
Yeah,
the more that he's played it. But yeah, if he's your 8-9 hitter, I mean, you'll take that. He's hitting around 300 or so, or like he's in maybe in the 290s. But I mean, that's a guy that has seen a lot of SEC ball games over the years, and that's been a very, very good addition for him and LSU.
Well, and maybe the biggest thing in the tournament for them is they've got Curiel hitting again, because that just wasn't happening for a while. And I was listening to Ben McDonald. I think it was him. He said he's a better player than Cruz was as a freshman, which is pretty amazing.
Yeah, that's Ben would know. I mean, he lives there. Lives there, does their SEC Network Plus stuff. So he obviously sees a lot of LSU. So that is high praise coming out of the mouth of Ben McDonald.
Yeah, it was him and another one of their big time guys. I don't remember which one, but
so by the way, Chris, if this holds, we're looking at 7 different conferences making it to Omaha. I get Oregon State's not in a conference; they're independent, but they would be one of those 7.
The Pac-2.
Yeah, the Pac-2.
Let's go with it.
That's
make
incredible.
It 8 for 8 or 7 for 8.
If you like parity, this is the Omaha for you.
Yeah, I'm a little happy for Oregon State if they make it. Although that game, I looked a minute ago, it was Florida State had inched a little closer.
It's
14 missed a couple of chances to break it up.
14-8 in the top of the 8th.
Yeah. I mean, they had to have a fit trying to get games and everything that came with it. So
Yeah, that is a good story.
I didn't
Really
realize they
good.
hadn't been to Omaha since the last time they won it.
19,
18.
18. Yeah, it's a really really good baseball fan base. Like
Yes.
when they were in the Pac-12, Pac-10, all those days, they were by far the fan base that cared the most about it.
Yeah. So we'll go to the 9th.
Got to put it's the full night too, since LSU is the visitor tonight.
Yeah.
They showed
we'll go to the bottom of the 8th.
Bottom of the year. They showed Skip again. He's sitting right behind the AD, Scott Woodward. So they're in the same booth.
Skip's gotten a lot of FaceTime.
Well, I mean, he's earned it. He's deserved it.
I'm going to pull up the Oregon State box score just for.
Well, I think they hit 2 grand slams, Oregon State. I mean, they scored 7 in the first, and then they put up 6 in the third. If it wasn't 2 grand slams, they got a lot of home runs.
They've had 5 tonight.
Jeez.
I'm watching on the regular channel feed. Does Squeeze Play have both these at once, or is it too late for that?
I don't think Squeeze Play is a thing in the supers. I think that's just a regional thing.
You know what? I did have a split screen, but that was through DirecTV streaming.
LSU has had a lot of these late games, but hey,
no joke.
It's Mother Nature, man. There's nothing we can do about it. It is what it is.
I'm just going to give everybody, we're taking tomorrow off. There will be no videos Monday, except as this could stretch into Monday, which for some of you, it is Monday.
I don't know. I feel kind of sad that if this LSU score holds, which we think that it will, the first game in Omaha is LSU Arkansas, like just fireworks right out of the gates. I mean, I know it's easier said than done, but whosever job it is for scheduling, like, do better. I don't like conference super regional matchups. I don't.
Well, in the NCAA's defense, there were 13 teams going to 13 regionals, so it just that's I know the way it broke. But
it's bound to happen. But I mean, try to look forward and game plan all this stuff. I mean, we see it in basketball all the time. Like, speaking of LSU, remember LSU women's basketball, the rematch with Iowa, the second year following LSU winning the whole thing. Like, they meet again with Iowa, but it's in the Elite Eight. It's not in the Final Four. Like, just think of how many more eyeballs you would have gotten if that was a Final Four game.
Yeah, you're right about that.
With all the storylines. Again,
by the way,
it's easier said than done. What were you saying?
One of this Armani Guzman kid for West Virginia is kind of intriguing. Have you been watching him? He's hitting leadoff for them. Plays really fast. He's a kid from a small town in New York and went to high school in Georgia. Went to that Rabun Gap school that all the football players go to.
What year is he?
He's a sophomore. I'm guessing if he went to the portal, some teams are going to be interested in him.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure. The big one with LSU ties is Angel Cano for Little Rock. Came out today and announced that he's going back to Little Rock.
Oh, nice.
How about that? The regional MVP.
I like to see that, honestly.
Well, I just saw Coach Curry was thanking him a lot, let's say, for his loyalty and staying put at Little Rock. And then the other thing, Chris, did you see how emotional Dave Van Horn was today after their win over Tennessee?
Did you see how far
that was a moonshot?
Jace Reinhardt just hit a baseball? I was going to comment on that first. That was off Cooper Williams for West Virginia. No, I didn't. I did see him glad handing Tony Vitello a lot after the game.
I mean, like he's you know how they do these things post game. It's like opening statement, and then they pass it on to the players, and then they go back to the head coach. So it's the opening statement for Dave Van Horn, and I mean, like Chris, he got so emotional, he took his hat off to cover his face.
Wow,
because he didn't want anybody to see the tears coming, and like he just couldn't really get words out, and then the players just took over. So like you can tell that meant a lot for him and his program, not only to win it, but with this group of guys this season to go back to Omaha. And if you didn't notice, they did not dogpile. So like they're hungry for some more.
I wonder if this, is that a, hey, the end is near, and if we win it all, I'll go out that way kind of thing. Hey, look who's here.
Hey.
I didn't expect that, but glad to have you.
I'm on my couch. My desktop is not being cooperative right now, so we're getting the laptop. Yeah. But happy to join. Happy to join.
The world's only Tampa Bay Rays fan, Alfred Esman.
Hey, we won the series this weekend, Chris. How'd the Kimbrel experiment work?
Buddy, don't start with me tonight.
Yeah, that was weird.
What are we doing? You take a guy. The Braves are the weirdest team around right now.
That was weird. Like, why go through all those motions and hoops to do that to him? I don't get it.
And he's a guy that's got some history with your franchise too.
Yeah, people.
I mean, just a little bit.
Love him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know what we're doing these days. Not that I've been watching a lot. All my time's been going to this.
What have you guys been talking about since I joined?
Just general thoughts on LSU. We touched on the offense, everybody hitting. We were just talking about Dave Van Horn. We're talking about Einson.
Did you see how emotional he was, Alfred, after the game in his post game press conference?
Yeah, this meant a ton, right? I mean, it's been, I guess, for Arkansas fans, felt like forever since they've gotten back there, and with how this Omaha field is turning out, they're in a really good spot. I mean, the more and more results come in, the more and more teams get in. I guess they're going to probably have LSU on their side, and that's going to be a clash a little bit.
First game.
Yeah, first game. But then you look at the other side of the bracket. I like where Arkansas sits with this, really. I mean, they dominated Tennessee for 2 games, and here they are sitting pretty. And it's been everyone up and down the lineup. I don't know if y'all touched on Logan Maxwell earlier. I was thrilled with how he played this weekend. Davalon too, and another big step up. They don't have a lot of holes. I think y'all said that on the broadcast earlier. I tried to watch a little bit of it, but they have very little holes if they have any at all. So I like where they sit a lot. And yeah, with LSU, I think the story's been their offense. Really. I mean, for all the sorry if this makes y'all mad, the no offense LSU crowd out there hasn't been the case these 2 games. Yeah. I mean, they put up, 28 runs now in 2 games. So yeah, that's where I sit with these 2 teams, and well-deserved Omaha trips if this LSU result holds.
We've got a couple questions here. Dylan has asked a couple times, the winner of Murray State Duke, who do they have to kick off Omaha?
UCLA.
UCLA, okay. And then Spencer Scott here asks us, right here, any level of concern for LSU after neither Anderson or Einson look their best?
Maybe. I mean, I don't usually react to one start, and that's Einson's worst in a while. It could be that it was insanely hot, and it could just been wrong. Just everybody's going to have – I mean, Einson's been unbelievable for his last 9 or 10 starts, and so maybe he was just due. But you do wonder – in fact, I'll look Einson. I know Anderson threw, 20-something innings a year ago. Einson threw a good deal. Where was he? Was he Irvine, or he's one of those West Coast schools?
San Diego. UC San Diego.
UC San Diego. Yeah, I'm going to look up his innings last year.
I mean, I don't think you need to overreact one way or the other. I mean, you can't be awesome every start, like the other team tries to. So, I mean, I think both of these guys will be fine in Omaha, and especially when they're in Omaha, their adrenaline is going to be through the roof too. So,
yeah,
I mean, I wouldn't be too worried or nervous about it by any means.
Well, I bring it up because you saw it with 2 other SEC aces, right? You saw it first with Sam Dutton, who was first team all SEC caliber until about the time we got to mid-May. And his last 4 starts were bad. You saw it with Doyle, who was unhittable. And then he got to the last weekend or 2 of the regular season, and then in the postseason was very mortal. And those were both guys who threw a lot more innings than they had ever thrown before. And Einson last year threw 82 at UC San Diego and then threw 6 more in the Cape. So he was at 93 2/3 tonight. He ends up at 98 2/3. So he's already, a good 10, 12 past what he threw a year ago, if you include summer ball. I don't know. That may not be significant, but for a few other guys, it's felt like it has been. And particularly with Anderson, I do wonder, having never had a starter's workload before. And I think I believe Cade Anderson's a draft-eligible sophomore. Correct me if I'm wrong here.
Cade Anderson, you said?
Yeah.
Yeah, he is.
Okay. So he does have – yeah, the point is he's only had 2 college seasons.
Cheddar, does DVH retire if he wins the Natty? I think that would be a cool and correct move. In my opinion, I think there's a decent chance of it.
Yeah.
I mean, I won't lie. That thought has crossed my mind, but I mean, none of us know. We haven't talked to him. I don't know what goes on in his mind, obviously. But I mean, if he did it, hats off, well-deserved, earned. But I mean, I think he's got plenty of juice in the tank if he still wants to get after it.
It's such a harder game than it was 5 years ago. I mean, you don't get any time off, man. You go straight from the last out of your season to protecting your team. I mean, you saw it in Omaha last year. You had one team getting its coach poached and its recruits being recruited by another school.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, the stuff that you have to deal with is crazy. We just got the House settlement, which I think is far from final. You got, I mean, there's just, I don't know when these guys rest.
What I think we're going to see start to happen baseball wise, especially somebody like Arkansas, they can afford to do this. I think you're going to see teams go the general manager route. I really do. These coaches, they got to have some downtime. I know everybody's go-to excuses. Oh, they make millions. That's what the money's for. They're still human beings, guys. They have family. You just can't go all day, every day for 365. You need a break here or there. And you're right, Chris. It is at the point in time now where a lot of these coaches are just worn out and exhausted, and they don't get any downtime. And I have had conversations with assistant coaches and head coaches. The fun part of it, that's rare. It's just not a lot of fun being had these days.
That, by the way, this comment we have pulled up, it was Spencer Scott that asked the Kate Anderson, Anthony Einson question. That's why this comment is why you shouldn't be as worried about that, is guys coming out behind them that throw like that.
Well, yeah, I mean, they have big-time talent. It's just the strike throwing in the location that's the issue.
Let's see tonight what that's been. Cooper Williams did pretty good with it.
Yeah, he did, and that's not a guy they've been using a ton this year. I mean, look, I think they've got enough. You don't need that many outs outside your main four, presuming Anderson and Einson can go late like they did before. It's weird we haven't seen Zack Cowan yet, too.
Well, that's the thing about supers. You know, it could only be 2 games, and if you have a big lead, you don't have to use them. So it's like the polar opposite of a regional.
But he didn't get as much work in the regional as I would have thought either. Correct me if I'm wrong there.
He also didn't have a good outing in the regional.
Right. And that's kind of what I'm getting at. Like, has there been a little bit of trust lost for whatever reason?
I need to look. Did when he was at Wofford, did they make the tournament?
They did. They were in the Chapel Hill Regional with LSU.
So this is without a doubt the furthest that he's been then, the supers. Yeah. Okay.
Well, yeah, but he did throw a lot of innings a year ago. He was over 100.
Yeah.
Yeah, speaking of portal timing, because people are talking about it, LSU picked up a portal commit like today. Did y'all see that from Kansas State?
No.
I forget his name. I'll look it up. It's some guy from Louisiana who's playing at Kansas State who was like, I'm coming home, and he's headed to LSU next year, and they're playing a game as we speak. So,
yeah.
I was hitting up the 64 Analytics subscription today, taking a look. Boy, Virginia's got everybody in the portal that was good.
Yeah.
Most of them are going to
State. Not.
Yeah. By far, the majority of them are going to Mississippi State.
Cheddar, thank you. That's the guy's name. Seth Darner, going from Kansas State to LSU. Crazy. Georgia's been doing good on another note in the portal. I think I said that the last time I was on, but I've been impressed with them.
Well, to me, like everybody, like your typical names are going to do good. Mississippi State, holy smokes, or like they've done really good baseball wise in the portal. And the big one for them, like they get Reese back. I know like he's returning, but that's a win for them that he stays.
By the way, our LSU fans have been terrific this year. We're building a little bit of a crowd of them, and thank you guys for the nice words. I'm just going to tell you ahead of time. We're not going to go an hour and a half like we did for Arkansas, and it's nothing against your ball club and everything to do with the time of day and me need to get a son to baseball camp in the morning and all that kind of stuff.
If you want to be mad at Mother Nature since she impacted the start time for this game.
Yes.
Right.
Alfred, what were the vibes like in the regional or super regional that you went to in Louisville?
Oh, he was Dan McDonald was thrilled. Go watch, you guys and everyone else, go watch his press conference. He talked about reading the Bible.
I saw that clip.
Yeah, all that stuff. He was very, very happy. And I think they're like, I don't think they expected it, but the way the tournament panned out for them, they played an ACC opponent in the super. So they were just kind of like, you know, here we go. So that's funny.
Yeah,
yeah,
that is good.
That's how
when I saw that picture of Lamonis, I was like, his boy couldn't hook him up like with better seats. Like he put him in the grandstands with everybody else. Like he couldn't put him in the dugout or
they did that with box. They did that with Pat Kelsey too. He was in the seats with everybody. And that's their basketball coach. He should get his own. Yeah,
exactly.
Josh Pearson is getting a big ovation It'll be his last at bat in an LSU uniform in the box, boring something crazy. He's played a lot of big games for them.
See, that this is why their fans are awesome. They got a very high baseball IQ, and they all realize the moment for situations like this. A Louisiana kid, like that's an awesome moment.
Yeah.
Lawless, I mean, I'm sure he's going to get whoever he wants. So he's saying that O'Connor pulled an offer from a state commit.
By the way, keeping an eye on the game tracker in Corvallis. Florida State is making a little bit of a late charge. I think they're going to run out of steam here, but they're down 14-10 with Alex Lodice at the plate, 2 outs and a man on second.
Yeah. So again, if that holds, and if Murray State wins tomorrow, you're looking at 7 different conferences in Omaha.
Which honestly is great. If I had to put it one way, it's not my Omaha 8 that I picked, but to say the least, but I like it. Unfortunately for us, it's just 2 teams and on the same side, which I don't think helps either. But
I like Coastal on the other side.
I do too.
Like a lot. Alfred, we were talking earlier. Could you imagine if Liam Doyle was still at Coastal Carolina on that team this season?
It'd be unhittable practically.
And Levi Huseman for Vandy was on that team too. I brought that one up earlier.
Oh, was he actually?
2 years, he sure was. He couldn't throw strikes then, but he was a very highly regarded recruit out of high school.
Yeah, so the Omaha bracket this year compared to last year is like night and day different.
Yeah, so much different.
All the SEC and ACC teams that were in it last year.
Who was on? Shores will stay in to pitch for LSU for the 9th.
What year is he, by the way?
He is a junior. He'll be in the draft this year and maybe a top 5 round guy just on talent. By the way, Oregon State has finished off Florida State, 14-10 final.
So cool story there with the Beavers. So for Shores, what are the odds of him signing versus LSU giving him a boatload of money to come back?
That's a good question.
Depends on, I think, portal people, right? Or just people coming in.
I mean, second year back from TJ is when it's supposed to start working for you, and I think that'll be the case for him.
So you think somebody will, like, overpay him in the draft?
I have no idea. That wasn't a prediction. It wasn't meant to be. But I always say it just takes one team.
Yeah. Because you cannot teach 101, boys and girls.
No.
You have been touched by the baseball gods.
Here's the kid I was talking about earlier, their leadoff guy, Guzman. Oh, man. I'm yawning, almost like it's 11:34.
LSU's quality of pitching, but the fact that they have to get past Arkansas and presumably Coastal in the final, 2 teams with elite pitching, it made me start thinking ahead. I think any given night, Spencer, LSU can keep up with those 2. It just depends on really what happens. I wouldn't push. I think Root and Wood matching up with Anderson and Einson is very good, along with the coastal pitchers they have, Morrison.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think NIL, I mean, and who knows, it's, allegedly now you've got to run every deal through a third party. I mean, LSU might be one of those places where you can legitimately do that with their equipment connections and stuff like that. But the smart thing I would have done, if I were schools, I would have just given money up front, said, you're signing a contract, you're going to play for us. Like if you're in that spot.
What State just did with Reese. Yeah.
Right. But I mean, with your draft eligible guys, like him like Vanderbilt's got a couple, Riley Nelson, RJ Austin. Like Vanderbilt did it last year with Vastine.
Yeah.
He'd have been a top 10 round guy, but they got him back for one more. I think to me that's the smart way to do this. I mean, and Shores would certainly be worth the gamble, especially with you're going to be losing your top two.
Yeah, oh yeah, without a doubt. And you got Schmidt coming back.
Yep. Jason Evans too. All right, LSU is 1 out away.
To go from 102 to 88, like your slider's 88. Good luck.
That was a great looking pitch too. Got a little frame job from Hernandez there that didn't hurt, but
yeah, that umpire wants to go home.
Yes, so do we. We are home. We just want to go to a different part of the house. No offense, LSU. Again, it's not you guys.
Speaking of strikes, Chase is what, 9 for 12 throwing strikes? Am I seeing that right? Does that mean pitches he has, or am I like one behind?
No, you're right. You got it.
Heading into this hitter, yeah. By the way, did you drive back from Louisville today?
I did.
How long of a drive?
4.5 hours.
Oh, okay.
It's not bad.
No.
It wasn't bad at all. Really nice ballpark, really nice people. I recommend it to everyone if you are over there for some reason or another.
Yeah. The first time I went to Louisville, it was their Conference USA days. Conference USA. To say they've come a long way facility-wise would be an understatement. It's so nice now. It did not used to look like that.
That's crazy.
Chase Shores with 100 to send LSU to Omaha.
Congrats, Tigers.
Finally a smile from Jay Johnson.
Tell you what, if Shores looks like that, that's another arm they've got in Omaha too.
Yeah.
Short sample, but he's very capable.
I always pay attention to teams that dogpile versus that don't, Like you can tell which teams are like, okay, job's not done yet, and then the teams that are super excited and will do it. That's cool. Skip Bertman just went on the field and hugged him. Like I guarantee, if Murray State wins tomorrow, they're gonna dogpile.
Sure,
they deserved and earned it.
Yeah.
Here we go again. Let's see. They could have used me tonight. The Red Sox gave it to them. Not okay. Except I can't throw like that guy. So I don't know how well that would turn out.
So yeah, Arkansas and LSU. And do they always start on the? Do they usually start on the left side of the bracket? I would think they would because like Auburn and Coastal started on Friday. This one started yesterday. Let's see who else was on that side of the bracket. Yeah, I think all those games start. So that Arkansas LSU will be the second day of games. I believe.
It makes sense because that side of the bracket all went final before.
Right. And I think they do it that way for a reason. Yeah.
Right.
By the way, how about Arizona? Going out to on short turnaround, getting out to Chapel Hill, losing the first one 19-2, and then winning that thing.
Chip Hale played chess, not checkers. He just kind of, I think, packed it in when they went down big, and then they took care of it the other two games.
He also played at Arizona.
Yeah.
Lots of really fun stories in Omaha this season. Just all these teams, like I know I keep touching on it, but Arizona had an awful tournament in Texas. I think the tournament you went to, Alfred, like Arizona didn't win a game, got demolished every game, and then they just got hot as the season went on. Murray State would be a great story. Oregon State is a great story. Nobody had
Little Rock
going. Yeah.
I didn't know Chip Hale played there though. We could have. We almost had that because I found out this makes me seem way too young. I found out JD
You are way too young.
Yeah, JD Arteaga played at Miami, and it's like one of their best pitchers ever. And he's their coach now, and they nearly won, of course. So that could have been a cool story too.
Yeah,
and he played like when they won national titles in the 90s.
Yeah. Donkey, unfortunately, it can't be that. One of them will get to the final, one of them won't because of the way the bracket's set up.
We wish. Trust me.
That side of the bracket, though, maybe that's what he meant. And I agree with him.
I still would feel good about whoever loses that game. Like, I wouldn't be stunned if they fight their way out of the loser side of the bracket.
The way it's set up, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. Any parting thoughts on your LSU Tigers? Your Omaha representative from the SEC making for number 2.
Great offense this weekend. Say what you want about the opponent they played. 28 runs in 2 games is exceptional. You want to kind of have that mojo heading into about said Hoover, Omaha. We're beyond Hoover at this point. And pitching wise, I know we touched on strike throwing, what that looked like with them. Outside of maybe an okay at best Anthony Einson start, Cooper Williams and Chase Shores were both great with throwing strikes. So if you kind of have that sort of backup to it, you're in a really good spot heading into the College World Series. Of course, they have the challenge of playing Arkansas within their side of the bracket, right? But that's just going to make it that much more fun, and I'm sure this Tiger team is up to the challenge. So congrats to LSU. You do this often, and you did it again this year.
Yeah, congrats to LSU. If I'm a Tiger fan, really excited about the offense, the way they looked in the Supers against West Virginia, especially after struggling at times, maybe in their regional. But I guess the bad news is, like, you get put to the test right away. Like, your reward, you get to play an Arkansas team for the 4th time this season. So can't wait to watch that one, though. Like, sign me up for that one.
Tickets for that thing, my good. I mean, tickets, hotels, everything in Omaha are about to go through the roof for that one.
Yeah, they crank them up anyway, Chris. Trust me. They hotel, they get their money's worth in Omaha.
The only way I was able to afford it to go, even media, was just to stay with my wife's got a ton of family in that area, so we would always. But even then, rental cars were a lot of money, and I never flew it. It just was. Well, I shouldn't say never flew it. I did once. If I'm going by myself, I usually drive it, but. By the way, Eric, congratulations and welcome. Eric's one of our LSU longtime loyalists. Always good to have him here. And he's right. You've got to play the best to beat the best.
Eric, are you gonna be thinking about that during the Jello shot challenge?
That's not very nice, Anthony.
By the way, give me LSU to win that.
Yeah, that's why I brought it up. I mean, this is pretty much a runaway at this point.
That might be the one no-brainer left in the tournament.
Right.
Yeah. Give me Arkansas second in that, and then sneaky number 3 is Coastal Carolina.
Arkansas, I've seen the comments on our reactions. We've made you mad as of recent, so prove us wrong with what I just said. But, you know, I say LSU. I'm sticking with LSU for that little game. That's always fun up there.
Yeah, Alfred, man, you missed all that craziness. Like, we got a boatload of Arkansas fans that just jumped in all at once, acting like we've been talking trash about the Hogs.
The first game. I said multiple times how good Root and Gackle were, and apparently that went all to the wayside whenever I said Tennessee only had 2 hits. So
I think some of it was mistaken identity, honestly.
I think all of it.
I think another channel really ran down Arkansas, and we got mixed up with.
Oops.
Yeah. Oh well. At least you were here and showed up. That's what matters.
And Eric, you're right. I think it was it Raising Cane's? Those guys bought all the Jello shots last time.
Oh yeah, that's cheating. I don't like that either. That's cheating. That's not fair to Murray State if they make it.
You know who loves it? Rocco's.
Yes, I bet.
Money is money. Sam asked Duke or Murray State. Why not? Let's go Murray State. Let's get weird. Let's go 7 conferences in Omaha.
Man. I forgot that one was still tomorrow.
That's the only one. That's the only one that went. Is it? I know it's the only game tomorrow, but is it the only one that went 3?
No,
because North Carolina went 3.
Okay.
Louisville went 3.
Yep.
It's the only game. It's the only series.
Saturday, Sunday, Monday.
Yeah.
People pay that much for other people's liquor just in the name of pride. That's crazy.
Yeah, Chris, you need to follow it. Follow that account. It gets bananas.
Yeah. I mean, that's just not my thing, but it's interesting.
It's just not fair. That's not fair and fun when people do that. It's like, wait, you have a lot of money and you wasted it, and you get more numbers on a whiteboard. Let the smaller schools have fun and try to compete for it.
Oh, well, yeah, okay, that makes sense. Advertising.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, but it's serious money they put up. Like, Raising Cane's is awesome. Like, everybody knows it's awesome. Do they really need to drop $30K on some Jello shots?
I guess so. Graham, your parting thoughts on LSU, and then I'll give you mine.
Just congrats LSU again. Offense was my main takeaway tonight and this weekend. And if that offense does what they did, if it carries over to Omaha, they're going to go a long way. So can't wait to watch Arkansas LSU game 1. I like one of those teams on that side of the bracket. I like Coastal on the other side of the bracket.
Yeah, me too. I guess my big takeaway is the offense really came through top to bottom. You've got a little bit of a bench. I mean, LSU's had a bench, right? Like, they had a lot of guys just sitting around just in case. I feel like those guys have hit. Like, you got Jake Brown tonight really giving you a boost. Fry didn't hit for a change, and it didn't matter because other guys did. Milam is really coming through with the big hits. Curiel's hitting again. Bear Jones is starting to hit again. And so I think, to me, you feel better about the offense. You do wonder. I'm not as worried about Einson, but just on innings load, if Cade Anderson, if that's a little bit of a thing because he's thrown so many more innings. It was also hot and humid down there, so that was tough. But anyway, I think that's the thing. But I think LSU, you certainly came out feeling better about your offense than you entered the week. So I think that's my big takeaway. And yeah, we will see these teams do battle in Omaha. I cannot wait to see that one. I mean, that's just I kind of hate that they couldn't be in opposite sides of the bracket. So we maybe see an SEC on SEC final, but that's the way the draw broke this year. So anyway, we'll be here for all that. I think we're taking Monday off. We'll be back with previews and stuff. Eric, hey, thank you for the nice words, man. You've been so kind. You've been here a long time, and you've shown up a lot for baseball season. So that has not gone unnoticed. Join the membership tier if you haven't. We will do some members-only stuff this week when we have a minute to collect our thoughts and sleep and think about what that might be. But we'll be here for Omaha, doing some draft prep, get ready for that. And boy, have I got a lot of that done. So we'll hit you all around on the SEC for that, between commitments and players getting drafted and all those things. Yeah, plenty more baseball stuff coming up. Congrats to Arkansas and LSU, your two SEC representatives in the College World Series. For Alfred Esman, for Graham Doty, I'm your host, Chris Lee. God bless you guys. Have a great night. Be safe. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again soon at Southeastern 16.